All right, I'm back. Hopefully my ring light does not act funny again. Welcome to Sacred Para. This is an impromptu live. I do want to put out there that this message may be a bit of a trigger. Really wanted to address what's going on in our world right now, because I know a lot of us are feeling very sensitive to the issues that's going on. For some of this is hitting home. This may be family. This may be a situation that's going on globally that is just very impactful for you. And I see a lot of different accounts in our doll community addressing what's going on. So I wanted to share my thoughts on what's going on, and really just hope to be a member of the bridge of humanity. Okay. So I know that some people have said things like, well, this doesn't happen here in America. We live in peace, and really sad for what's going on across the globe. So this is just an image here in America. Like I said, this is going to be a bit of a trigger message. So if it's something that you don't want to, get involved in, that's fine. You don't have to listen to this live. This is in Tulsa, also known as Black Wall Street. This is in 1921 here in America. All right. Hi, A Green Mountain Ken. Thank you for joining. Like I said, this is going to be a bit of a trigger message, because this is here in America where you see the slaughtering of Black Americans who had their own community and unfortunately were accused of heinous crimes, and a mob of different members of the white community at that time came and attacked them, burnt down their homes. Now, why would I put this on? Because I recently saw pictures that were in the Ukraine, and they were, live images of that time of schools being burnt down. And the only thing that I saw flash through my mind was the image of schools and banks and buildings and homes being burnt in Tulsa. This right here is the image of Native American, of an indigenous male standing in front of teepees. And this is members of the indigenous community standing in front of their homes as well. And you'll see them on their horses, just living life, right? And right here you'll see soldiers burning down their homes. This is here in America. Right here, of course, is images of the Civil War, and the Civil War was a dividing point here in America between the Confederates and the Union soldiers. Some people know, not everyone knows, but there were a lot of different slaves who had to fight as Confederate soldiers as well as Union soldiers. Civil War was not just a dividing time of brothers that were white, but also a dividing time for brothers that were African American as well. Hi, Brooke. And I just whipped this together real quick. As you guys know, I have a background as a teacher prior to even being with my kids. So this was something that was on my heart to do. So right here, this just really does show a totaling or a tally of how many Confederate casualties were killed. 94,000 killed in battle, 164,000 due to diseases, 194,000 wounded in action, 31,000 prisoners of war. And over the course of the war, you have like 2 million men that enlisted in the Union Army. And of these soldiers, 596,670 were killed, wounded, or went missing. And these, of course, hi, Wendy. These, of course, are numbers that none of us can know for sure. But we just know that a lot of people were wounded, killed, missing in action, no longer here. Like I said, this is going to be a bit of a trigger message, just because there have been different people who have said, well, that kind of stuff doesn't happen here in America, and we're so sad for what's going on globally, but it does happen. It has happened historically. This is something that has gone on. And The unfortunate thing is that we start to say, well, who did what? What did they do to deserve it? Did they do something that created this issue? And I think that we need to look at this from a human scale, that not all the time someone did anything. It can just literally be a situation that was imposed upon the other country, imposed upon the other race. And I really do hope, it is my hope, that we can get to a place. I apologize if my phone is kind of going off. Like I said, this is totally impromptu. It's just after seeing so many different posts, I wanted to address the situation. And my storyline doesn't really have any opening spots to address what's going on. So I said, why not just do a very brief impromptu live to just address what's going on and show that this is something that historically has happened here in America, still unfortunately goes on. We may not have as much of the dividing war that we see that's going on right now across the globe, but we do have our issues as well. And it's important for us to unite as brothers and sisters, no matter what race that we are. If we plan on being able to say anything and do anything action-wise, what's going on globally and what's going on even in our own homeland. So I say this because I don't want us to look at the situation and say, well, they must have did something for that to occur. Because me being a member of the African American community and the history that has tragically been imposed on our people, I know that now the time is because someone did something, as much as it is just you being who you are. And I see the images of what's going across the screen, of what people are showing, what they're living through right now. Schools that were up and beautiful, beautiful buildings now burnt to the ground. And you hear people, whenever they show a video of what's going on right now, they're crying, they're screaming, they're seeking shelter. And it really does give you, just such heart palpitations. And makes you, wonder, like, is that going to happen here? Could that happen here? First off, yes, it could happen here. And because we've had situations like that before. Like I said, Civil War wasn't really that long ago. When you start counting up the years, you're like, it wasn't as long ago as we make it seem. We make it seem like it was thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. It wasn't that long ago. It just genuinely wasn't. We probably still have some people that have a great-great-great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, something of that nature, and she can say about her mom who was a slave. So I'm just saying that was not that long ago. Tulsa, 1921, was not that long ago. My grandparents were born, I believe, like shortly after 1921. So we're not looking at some time that was way down in centuries BC time frame. I think it's important for us to realize and unite on a human scale with the tragedies and the pain that other people are going through, and be able to say that could be us, that has been us. Let's make sure that we do everything that we can to be there for each other. And even if it's not from a financial standpoint or a donation standpoint, let's pray for each other. Let's make sure that we are sending positive energy to each other, that we're giving healing energy to each other. And we don't really look in there to see who's the blame, that we don't get, I've even heard news reports that were like totally shocked that this could happen in a European country. And that we don't get to a place where we say that happens there, but it shouldn't happen here, because it can happen anywhere. And we need to understand that and really, really bear together and love together. If we plan to come into any kind of unity, we have got to be able to understand that we are all human and just really love each other for the character of who we are. So that's really my spill on being able to share my perspective of what's going on. I hate seeing, literally, and I don't use that word very often, but I hate seeing the images of what's going on. I hate it looking in my history books and seeing the images of what happened in Tulsa. I hated looking in my history book and seeing the images of teepees being burnt down to the ground with children and men and women and children and families of the indigenous culture still inside those teepees. I hated it. And I bring those two up because they're both in my lineage. I'm Black American, and I have ancestry that were slaves. I have family members that were part of the um, Cherokee tribe. So it's very, very close to my heart as far as what my people have gone through, and knowing this and then seeing the images of what's going on right now. Like I said, when I saw the images of the church or the school building being burnt, it just sent me back to those images. And I think I even said church because I thought of those 4 little girls that were killed in a church and a bomb went off, and you see images from what happened from that explosion. So time does repeat itself in different ways. And if we are in any way going to come against time repeating itself in this negative and atrocious way, we have to be able to see each other as human, not point fingers and say who did what, not say it should happen there and not here, but being able to just really join together with our hearts full of love and be able to see that these things do happen, and we have to be able to unite together if we want to become a force to reckon with to stop it. So this is Sacred Para, just giving a very quick PowerPoint and very quick impromptu live. Oh, thank you. I just wanted to share that because it is something that it's tragic, it's sad, it's unfortunate that it is going on right now. And I feel that in my heart that we as humans have the power in order to come against this machine of hate. And the only way that it can be done, though, is by us uniting together and really loving each other, seeing each other for who we are. And that's the beautiful thing, I believe, in this doll community. And that's why so many of us have felt what's going on globally, because we do see each other as humans, and we don't really see each other from this outside coloration, but we see each other for what's in our hearts, for our character. And that's the beautiful thing about being a member of this doll community. So I wanted to share that. I wanted to let you guys know that I am praying, my husband's praying, my family's praying, and we are sending out that positive healing energy. And we do realize that it's going to be a whole lot that has to be rebuilt after this is all done. So just wanted to put that out there and let you guys know that I am aware of what's going on and that we can make a difference when we do it together. So I hope you guys have a really good Wednesday as best as you can. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.